Now we are trying to solve the question. You can see the passage, the heading is the history of the silk. Silk mean cloth. This is a story. Now we can go the question first. Question is here the question. This is about the about fill in the blank. In terms of answering fill in the blanks, which technique we will follow? Please, Shakil, could you please tell me which technique did you follow to answer this kinds of question?
Firstly, I read the questions and try to understand the keyword. Then I search the passage.
In the question, as we are seeing in the screen, what is the keyword? Which word you find? As you can see in the question, the early silk production in China.
Yes.
And before that, the story of silk. This is the main story, main heading, full story heading. Now we have to go in the deep lines. Early silk production in China. This is another key points. Yes. Now we can go another deep point about 3000 BC according to the legend. Now this is another deep point. Now we have to go directly in the question. Silkworm cocoon fall into emperor's wife. Which answer should be? We can charts in the passage from the beginning. Which line we have to charts from the beginning? The emperor wife or 3000 BC. The line you find, as you can see, 3000 BC in the line in here. So, Mr. Shakil, could you start reading the line where you find 3000 BC?
Yes, sir. Legend has it that it was Tai Taju, wife of the Yellow Emperor rule of China, is about 3000 BC, who discovered silkworm.
Keep reading until you find emperor wife, and you will get the answer, the line where you find emperor wife, fall, emperor wife, something have been fallen. In the question they mentioned silkworm cocoon fall into emperor wife somewhere. Now keep reading the lines.
On account of the story goes that as she was taking a walk in her husband's gardens, she discovered that silkworms were responsible for the destruction of several mulberry trees. She collected a number of cocoons and sat down to have a rest. It just so happened that while she was sipping some tea, one of the cocoons that she had to collected landed in the hot tea and started to unravel into a fine thread.
Okay, you got answer on where cocoon fall down. You mentioned that she was sipping, that means drinking some tea. Once of the cocoon, that means cocoon that had collected, landed in the hot tea, and started to unravel into the fine thread. So, did we get the answer where the cocoon fall down?
Yes, sir, it's T.
T, okay. You got answer T. Now, second question we can have here. Number two question, emperor. Number two, emperor wife invented a dash to pull out silk fiber. What thing emperor wife invented? Now we can have charts. Emperor wife invented something she invented in this paragraph. You can chart in the paragraph. She invented, or she what she has done. Could you start reading the line? She invented some things. The rest of the line, Shaheen Alam.
What is the answer? Okay, sir.
Yeah.
It just so happened while she was sipping some tea, one of the coupons that she had collected the landing of the hot tea. She started to unravel into fantasy. Okay, sir. Late also found that she caught winds that thread around her fingers. Subsequently, the persuaded her husband to allow her to rear silkworms on grove of mulberry trees. She also devised a special drill to draw the fibers. So
Okay,
I think
okay,
answer has been found.
okay. You got the she also debars. Debars mean invented something, some
Yes,
made
sir.
debar. A
Device.
special a special reel to draw the fiber from the cocoon into single thread so that they would be strong enough to be woven into the fiber. So with what will be the answer? She invented. What did she invent?
Answer is the reel.
Real. So answer, emperor wife invented reel to pull out silk fiber. Next question, only dash were allowed to produce silk. Now we have to go to the finding key point. Only dash were allowed to produce, who were allowed to produce silk. Now we can read this paragraph, next one paragraph, and who are allowed to invent some sort of thing. Rest of the one, Mr. Farid Jaban. Could you please read the line, rest of the line, finding some person who are allowed to produce silk cloth or silk something.
Originally, silkworm farming was solely restricted to women,
Yes.
and it was they who were responsible for the growing,
Harvesting,
and
weaving.
weaving.
Silk
So,
quickly go into a symbol of a statue and originally.
So, sir, we think there is silkworm farming was solely restricted to women. Solely restricted to women.
Solely mean only restricted to women's, but they are restricted to farming. Here, the farming where it was restricted by the women to farm, but they only were responsible for growing, harvesting, weaving silk. So they are allowed to. Women are allowed to. Only they are allowed to grow, produce, harvesting, but they are restricted to farming. Now we can go to the answer. They were allowed to. They were not allowed to farming, but they are allowed to weaving, harvesting, or other thing. So answer number 3. What will be answer 3 we got?
So they are responsible for produce silk.
Producing, that mean produce mean they are harvesting or they're weaving, they are making some clothes, they're producing some sort of thing with the silicon folds. So answer should be women. Only women were allowed.
Firstly, I thought that it will be men because the line was restricted.
Now they restricted for farming, not restricted for growing or weaving or making some clothes. Question only dash women were allowed to produce silk. Produce silk means not farming. They could not farm, but they can produce silk cloth. Weaving, that means you are weaving, you are producing silk cloth. What does it mean? You are not farming. You are what kinds of thing you are doing? You are just making some clothes, weaving. That means the only women were allowed to produce silk. Silk is a cloth, produce silk. Okay, now next question we have to answer. Question number 4. Only dash were allowed to wear silk. Wear silk. Who were allowed to wear silk? What kinds of people were allowed to wear silk? We can have to charge. We can charge the answer. The next paragraph. In this paragraph, we can charge answer. And for the Jaman, would you read the line to find this sort of thing? Then you are allowed to wear silk cloth. In this paragraph, yes, start reading, please. The line you have.
Silk quickly grew into a symbol of status, and originally only royalty were entitled to have clothes made of silk.
Okay, this is answer. Only royalty, that means aristocratic people, some VIP people, some rich people are allowed to, are entitled. That means they used to wear the silk cloth. So answer we got.
Yes, sir.
Who were allowed? Who were allowed?
Royalty.
All
Royalty, sir.
aristocratic, royalty or aristocratic people. You can use synonym word, no problems. Okay. Now, question number 5. Question number 5. Silk. Silk use as a form of dash. Now you just scan a word. Silk use as a form. What form the silk have been used? In the line, in this paragraph, we can chart which form silk have been used. Please start reading the line. Next answer.
Yes, sir. Sometimes during the Han dynasty, silk was so prized that it was also used as a unit of currency.
Okay, good. It was used, that means silk was used, unit of currency, money, or the exchanging money, some sort of things, purchase some goods. So we got answer. Answer should be silk
Currency.
used as a form of currency. Next one, next question, number 6 question.
Silk used for many purposes. Evidence found of dash made from silk around 168 AD.
Evidence found dash made from silk around, now we have to find some key point, 1608 AD. Now in the passage where they mentioned 1608 AD.
168.
164.
Is
This para last line 168 AD.
it's the second para last line.
Okay, so we have to go to the entering the word that they mentioned evidence found of dash made from silk. So what evidence they found made from silk?
Fishing line,
Silk.
instrument or paper all made up using silk. The earliest indication of silk paper being used was discovered in the tomb of a noble who is estimated to have died around 168 AD. There is no clear information.
Nobel.
No, there is information. If you start, silk was also used
Paper,
as
it's answer paper.
it is a diplomatic gift by the emperor. Fishing lines, bowstring, musical instruments, and paper were all made using silk. They use many sort of things. They were using making paper, musical instruments, bowstrings, lines, fishing. So answer we require, and we have to read the question.
Only one word.
Yes, one word. We have to read the question very carefully. And 168 AD is the evidence of made silk. So what is the evidence? It is evidence of making paper.
It will be Tom, sir. Tom.
No, it
No,
it,
no.
it answer paper. You have to read the last line, last 2 lines. You can got the
Yeah,
answer.
last time, the
Get the answer.
earlier indication of silk paper being used was discovered in the tomb. That means they are not was discovered in the tomb, not tomb, in the tomb of noble who is estimated to die among this AD. This is not, they are not making tomb, but in the tomb they do these things in the tomb, not tomb. Answer should be paper.
Sir,
Silk
but
was
this,
used.
sir, but this line says they use paper, fishing, and another things. But how would I think that it would be paper?
But you
Yeah,
have to. You have to go to the. Yes.
Shahid here said that about the evidence. If you found the evidence, you have to read the last two lines. You can find the evidence. Evidence was
Actually.
earliest indication. That means evidence.
Yes, that is evidence. Okay, this is that is evidence. Earliest indication, silk paper. That is evidence, and being used was discovered into the tombs of noble who is estimated to have died around 168 AD. So you have to find the evidence. As the evidence, they use paper in the tomb. So answer should be the paper. We can have, again, we can have this one. And instruments paper were made using silk. The earliest indication of silk paper being used was discovered in the tombs of noble who is estimated to have died around 168 AD. So answer should be paper.
Oh, silk
Now we
paper.
can go to the question next one. Next one, question number 7. And the question number 7, there is some point. Silk reach rest of the world. Now you have to find something they are talking about. The silk have been exported, imported all over the world. Now question, Martian used silk road to take silk western, that means western country, and bring back that and precious metal. So we can go to the passage where you have some find of Martian they are talking about, and you may get the answer where they are talking about Martian.
Next para.
Okay, which line you find the Martian they're talking?
Sir, next page.
Space. Okay,
But we start to read here.
from the beginning.
Yes, sir, from the beginning.
Okay, let's
Sir,
read.
Sir, but it need to read from the previous page, last line.
Last one. Okay, start reading. Please start reading the breakdown.
Demand for this exotic fabric eventually created the lucrative trade route now known as the Silk Road, taking silk westward and bringing gold, silver, and sir, next page.
Okay. Gold, silver,
Gold, silver,
gold.
to the east. It was named the Silk Road after its most.
Sir, it will be wood. The answer.
Wool,
Wool,
okay.
wool, sir, wool, wool.
Wool, right. Okay, you can have really big wool of the east, and
commodity which is
named,
considered to be worth more than gold.
named silk road after its most precious commodity, which was considered to worth more than gold. So you get answer that wood. Merchant used silk road to take silk westward and bring back wool, and precious metal. Okay, next question. Next one question. The next one, you can have some 550 AD, 550 AD dash height silkworm egg in can and take them to
Constantinople.
Okay, this is a place. So we can go to the page. Go to the pages to find some things, some year. What the year they mentioned? They mentioned that
550. According to another legend, monks working for the Byzantine
Mhm.
Sir, yes, needs to be up. Scroll up.
Okay. Mhm.
According to another legend, Mons, working for the Byzantine Emperor Justinian, smuggled silkworm eggs to Constantinople in 550 AD.
Okay.
Inside
According to
hollow
the
bamboo
another,
walking pens.
okay, according to another legend, month working of the Byzantine Emperor Justinian's struggle
Smuggled silkworm.
silkworm egg to Constantinople. Okay, now in the modern day, in 550, conceived inside whole bamboo walking hands. Now we can go to the finding answer. Which is the answer we got? Number and 550 AD. Which one? Height silkworm egg in the can.
Monk.
Monk.
Monks.
Okay, monk hide silkworm egg in the can and take them into the understand. So we got answer. Now the next one question is that next
20th
one is
century.
20th century, the main thing, 20th century dash and the other
Man-made
uh,
fiber.
in the fiber, man-made fiber cause decline in silk production. Now we can have the answer in this paragraph. This is the paragraph. We can have the answer. Please, could you please charge the finding answer where you have the man-made fiber? There's key.
Sir, keyword is 20th century.
Okay, where the 20th century you can get?
I think next para.
20th century, 7th Australians, 19th century, and the 20th century in here. Okay, there is a 20th century you can have. Then the 20th century, new man-made. Yeah, in the middle of the passage you can see 20th century new man-made fiber such as nylon started to the use in what had traditionally been silk produced, such as stocking and text. The two World War, which introduced the simply raw material. So now we can have some information in here. What sort of thing is missing in the question is that question number 9. 20th century dash and other man-made fiber caused decline in silk production. That means silk production have been low down. So 20th century, which one? Nylon and other material, other man-made fiber, nylon and other man-made fiber caused to decline in the silk production. So this is about the clear we got information.
The answer should be nylon, is it?
Nylon. Yes, nylon. Answer should be nylon because here is very clear thing that 20th century new man-made fibers such as nylons start to be used what had been traditionally in silk nylon. Now we got answer reading two passages, but the thing is that we have to focus on the question part, question 3 point. Then you can read through the passage, finding the keyword, just read the line and task for your answer. Now we can go to the next one question. This is about true, false, not given. As we have discussed regarding true, false, not given question, how to answer it. So did you try for the demand true, false 10, 11, 12, 13? Or Shakil, did you try?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I tried.
4 question, could you make correct or you have done mistake? You have done error? Yes, 4 question, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Sir,
I
is it
correct two
easy?
questions.
Sir, is it easy? So I was correct for.
It is easy, you put correct. So what about the Shakil? Could you make correct or you have done mistake?
Sir, I correct two, only two.
Only two. So which one you done mistake? Please tell me which one you did mistake in one.
11 and 13.
11 number. Question number 11. Could you read the question number 11?
Most treatments only went along certain section of the Silk Road.
Most tradesmen, most businessmen only went along. They went along certain section of the Silk Road. So now, where you get the answer? In which paragraph you got the answer? Paragraph.
Paragraph number 2.
Okay. Paragraph number 2, you got answer. I think you got here. Merchants mean businessmen. Merchant. They where you have in this paragraph you are having some merchant or businessmen.
Yes, sir. Merchandise ship across the Mediterranean Sea. Few merchants
Okay.
travel the entire route. Goods are handled mostly by a series of middlemen.
So you have to read the line from here, Afghanistan, and going to the Middle East with the major trading market in.
The Silk Road stretches over 6,000 kilometers from eastern China to the Mediterranean Sea, following the Great Wall of China, climbing the Pamir mountain range, crossing modern-day Afghanistan, and going on to the Middle East with a major trading market in Damascus. From there, the merchandise were shipped across the Mediterranean Sea. Few merchants travel the entire route. Goods are handled mostly by a series of middlemen.
Okay, so now we are making the matching with the question. Question is talking about the most percent question. What did the question say? Question number 11. And most merchant only when alone certain section of the Silk Road. Did you got same information or alternative information? Did the merchant went to same road, same things? They mentioned that the merchantmen follow. Few merchants travel the entire route. Goods were handled most of by series of middlemen. What does it mean? Is it messing with the question? The most of the merchant only went along with the section of the. Did you make it the false or not given? What did you write? Sakit?
Sir, I mentioned it not given, but the answer the passage has few treatments inter road, but the question says most treatment.
Okay, why Mr. Shaheen Alam, why make you correct? Why did you write down the true? What is your logic?
Harry said that the Silk Route and Silk Route made the along some of country like Afghanistan, that has the Silk Route stretches over the 6,000 kilometers from eastern China to Mediterranean Sea, following the Great Wall China, climbing the Pamir mountain range and crossing modern day Afghanistan and going to the Middle East with major trading market in the Damascus. From here, the merchandise was shipped across the Mediterranean Sea. That means merchandise are across the Mediterranean Sea, means along the Silk Route. Silk Route made based on.
You mean most of the merchants follow the Mediterranean Sea, and few merchants travel entire route. Not all. Entire route is not like the certain along certain section of the Silk Road. This is not Silk Road. Entire is not Silk Road. Most merchants follow the Mediterranean Sea, Afghanistan, Middle East, and they follow the Silk Road. But few merchants did not follow. That's why this is true. Shaheen,
sir.
Shaheen, you could find this. You could understand the meaning. So thank you. Now Shakil, you missed because you have misunderstood this one.
Yes, sir.
Now, which next one you did wrong?
13.
Please read the 13 question.
Silk yarn make up the majority of silk currency exported from China. Currently,
Silk yarn. Okay. The silk yarn makes up majority of silk currently exported from China. So they export silk yarn make from majority silk currency. You know the currency money.
currently,
They
currently,
currently they exported from China. Now you can have this information. It's they exported from China.
last para.
Which line?
Last
Which
para.
paragraph?
Sir, last paragraph, last para.
Last paragraph. Last paragraph. Could you read the line?
Yes, sir.
Please read the line.
Please scroll up.
Enough.
Yes, sir. China
Read the
has gradually recaptured its position as the world's biggest producer and exporter of raw silk and silk yarn. Today, around 125 metric ton of silk are produced in the world, and almost 2/3 of that production take place in China.
So information you got China. Here they talk about the China has gradually recaptured. That means they recaptured. They took it, dominated its position as the world biggest producer and exporter of raw silk silkworms. Today, around 125,000 metric ton of silk are produced in the world, and most of the 2/3 of the production take place in China. So what information is matching? Did you find some matching between the questions talking about the silkworm make up in majority silk currently exported from China? Export. Did they export from China, or what China did?
1/3 China produce and exported.
Now, 1/3 of the produce 1/3 of that production take place in China. That means 1/3 of the production took place in China. But did they talk about whether they exported or not? There is some conflict there.
It is not clear, sir.
Previous line they said they recaptured its production and exported.
No, recapture, that means recapture, that doesn't mean the exported. Recapture means they have dominated, they have captured, they recaptured the market of the silk in the other. But have you find some information that they exported, imported?
Sorry,
there's
China
nothing.
has gradually recaptured its position as the world's biggest producer and exporter of raw silk and silk yarn.
They have recaptured, but our question is about that whether they exported or not. Whether they export or import, there is nothing information regarding exporting or importing. That's why we are talking about this is not given. What do you say, Mr. Shaheen Alam?
Sir, I couldn't find this answer and question. I couldn't find this para about this answer. That's why I wrote down is the
not given.
Not given.
But there is some clue. You have to charge. Shaheen could charge the clue. There is some clue Shaheen have found in the last paragraph. China have recaptured. China dominated the market of silk around the globe. And China chart 1/3 of the profession China have been produced in their country. But we are finding some information in the passage in the question there.
Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I understand. They use today and question sets currently.
Currently, okay, currently, this is the
Okay.
conflict something.
Currently
Currently or
Yeah.
some being exported, that's why this is not. So we could answer, we could do well things and in the passage true false not given and fill in the blanks we could do. And next one we are trying to answer. Here is same sort of thing, true false not given, and here you have this is about the new type of question. This is called the Shaheen Alam, did you correct this kinds of question? This is called about the
No, sir. I was just correction one. I
you
didn't
missed
know,
to correct
sir.
passage
Sir,
two. Okay.
yes, sir.
Now we are discussing today how to answer this kinds of question. Now before that we have to discuss what type of question it is. Here to complete the sentence, they have to clarify us. Complete the sentence with the correct ending ag. So we have to complete sentence. In terms of completing sentence, you need to read the question very carefully, and you can have some main clue of the question. If you find main clue of the question, then go directly to the passage following some sequence and read the lines or paragraph where you find some sort of thing. Then if you may get some information, then turn to the question again, match with some A, B, C, D, that means the rest of the information which is missing. Now we can do same sort of thing. And question number 19, Shaheen Alam, could you read the question
Yes,
number
sir.
19? Read the question number 19.
According to the Dingle measure, sorry.
Okay, according to the jingle, according to the
I
jingle
didn't
measure,
get the
Migratory
Jingle.
routes.
migratory routes are likely
migratory routes are likely
likely to. Sir, I don't know
now.
why is this answer. I couldn't
Okay,
try
now Shaheen Alam, that now you just find some sort of thing that you have to find according to the jingle of person name. If you find jingle person, then you have to read the migratory routes are likely to. Now we can charge jingle where you have jingle in the passage, and you have to in the beginning. Then you can find some information, jingle, some sort of person, jingle name, and once you find jingle, then jingle may say some sort of.
Yes, sir. He is the biologist. Hard jingle has
First para,
identity.
middle position.
Okay, and
First para 7 lines, sir.
Saheen, you read the line where you find jingle, and you have to find what did jingle say about the migratory migratory bird. Okay,
the biologist Hag Dingle has identified 5 characteristics that apply in varying degrees and the combination
right.
to all migrations. They are prolonged movements that carry animals outside familiar habits. They tend to linear, not zigzag.
Jingle.
They
Okay.
zigzaggy.
Okay.
They involve special behaviors concerning preparation, such as overfeeding and arrival. They demand special allocation of energy, and one more migrating animals maintain.
This is enough. You don't need to read more. Just read the biologists of jingle has identified 5 characteristics that apply in variety degrees and combination to all migration. They are prolonged that carry animal outside of the family habits. They tend to be linear, not they involve a special behavior concerning preparation. This is enough. Now we can have the find some missing line from the blue, A, B, C, D. And according to the journal, migratory route were likely A, B, C, D. Choose the option A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Which one is matching? You got information. Now you have to match with some sort of thing which is matching. A, B, C, D. Which one is matching? I think
Eat more than need to immediate purpose.
no, this is not matching. And
linear or straight is the same?
No,
What
no,
is
linear.
Sir,
Linear
sir,
is
it will be a straight line. Linear
Yes, sir.
line.
Answer would be G because linear and straight that are same.
Same.
Okay, right. Okay, you good. And follow the G. Follow the straight line. Good.
Straight line, not zigzaggy. They follow the linear.
They are linear line.
Linear.
Okay, linear line. That means straight line. Okay, good. They use the synonyms. According to the jungle, majority route oil likely to the linear line, straight line. So this technique you can follow. Just read the question and go to the passage, and sequentially you find one after one. Come back to the question, match with the answer. Question number 20. To prepare for migration, animals are likely to, same sort of thing. And here you have some main information. To prepare for migration, animals are likely to. So here is some sort of main information. To prepare for the migration, animals are likely to. So now we can have information
In the first paragraph.
For migration, they are preparing the animal. This paragraph, where do you find?
With this
Sir,
paragraph,
in the
after that line.
After that line, they involve a special behavior concerning migration.
Okay.
No. Such as like behavior concerning preparation, such as overfeeding and arrival.
Overfeeding.
So here
Okay,
is overfeeding.
We got information. Now we have to go to the question. Overfeeding. This is one. They are overfeeding for the migration. So overfeeding, some sort of information you can have.
Will be the C, number C.
Eat more, sir.
C,
Yeah,
eat
number
more
C.
than the need for immediate person.
Okay,
purpose.
to prepare migration, animals are likely to number C, eat more than they need to immediate for purpose. So this is information. Now we have to go other question number 21st. What did you say? During migration, animals are likely to.
Unlikely to, sir.
Unlikely. Okay. Animal don't like. Animal don't do. Unlikely to. What did they say? Now, what don't animal do during migrations? What they don't do. Now you can have this one. What they don't.
So, sir, here is migrating animals maintain the intense attentiveness to the greater mission, which keeps them undistracted by temptation and undeterred by challenges that would turn other animals aside.
Right.
So, sir, answer would be E.
Aside.
Ignore distraction.
Yeah, distraction.
Okay, we can read and match.
So ignore distractions.
Answer should be the during the migration.
No. It's during migration, animals are unlikely to be discouraged by difficulties.
Okay,
number
A.
Discouraged by difficulty. They are discouraged to face some difficulty. You don't go this line. They are discouraged to face difficulty. Indirectly,
because here it's using the word unlikely, so it will be discouraged by difficulties.
Exactly right. So we are doing this. Number 22. Same way. Erotic terms. There is many things. Erotic terms illustrate migrating animal ability to. Now we can go to the finding erotic charm.
In the second para,
Yes.
dialectic
Second
turn,
paragraph.
dialectic turn resist destruction because it is driven at the moment by an instinctive sense of something we human find admirable.
Okay, human find admirable. So you got information, human find admirable. So you
Yeah,
can read
they
more.
turn resist destruction, so they can ignore destruction.
So we can go to the question, they can ignore, go to the question, what is the matching? Erotic to the erotic
E.
that
I
means
think number E.
animal to ability, which one is? Ignore
Yeah, distraction.
destruction. That means
Aribakar, which line this is answered?
Is the second para an Arctic turn? Is the line number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Y after Y.
Okay, okay.
Second para, 7 number line after Y. You should start reading after
Yes,
Y.
yes, I got it.
Okay, thank you.
okay. So you could answer this kind of question. This is new term questions. We understand that this kinds of question is called completing sentence. In terms of completing sentence, you have to read the question very carefully, find the main theme, then go through the passages, read full information, then come back to the question. You can match all sort of things. Then sometime you have to write the line, sometime you have to write the word, sometime you have to match A, B, C, D. So we got these things. We can try other type of questions. True, false, not given, we are habituated. Here, the other type of question is that fill in the blanks. How many questions you could correct from fill in the blanks? Arifa, did you try to solve this?
Yes,
this
sir.
question?
I corrected all the fill in the gaps.
You corrected. Which type of question you felt a struggle? You face problem?
Sir, matching heading.
Matching heading. So we will
Yes,
discuss from
it
that
took a lot of
today.
time. And
Okay,
another, I did a lot of mistake. It's from number 28 to 33. So
28, 33. Okay, 28 to 33. 28 to 33 is a matching
yeah,
heading.
this kind of questions like which section contains the flowing information.
Oh, this is list of the heading. This is list of the heading.
Yeah,
I will help. Before that, Shaheen, could you answer fill in the blank correct or all correct, or you have done?
No, sir. I didn't write these spaces, sir.
You could if you try you could, because we lot of time we discuss how to answer in the blanks. It is very easy for. Now
so
we directly go to Arifa's problem. So Arifa is struggling with the list of the heading. I just in the introduction I am trying to solve this. And
it is same problem for me. I have also facing this problem.
Okay, I'm talking some sort of thing about the against today's classes. In terms of answering list of the heading, you have to read the question heading very carefully first, and you use your pencil, and you may have some main heading, main point. Remember the point in your mind, then go to the passage paragraph number A, B, C, D. And sometime if you have a basic idea regarding the passage in terms of answering other question, it will be more easier for you to find shortest possible time. And so on the other hand, sometime if you don't have idea, you have to face a struggle to match the headings and to read the whole the passage, and you will waste your time. That's why we recommend one thing. Once you understand heading very carefully, then you can understand that the reading 2 lines, 3 lines, or the last line, this you can understand this paragraph is matching. Sometimes when you find some large paragraph, there is no matching. You have to read more things, more informations. We can start. First of all, we start reading the heading first. Heading 27.
So, sir, in this case, we will read the heading first.
Exactly, you have to read the heading first and remember the heading main things. Then go to the paragraph number A, start reading from the beginning. until you understand that this information you find that is matching with the heading 26, 27, 29. But if you cannot remember the heading, but you will have to read more thing, you will have to waste your times. Thus, I recommend you read the heading very carefully first, once or twice time. Remember the heading in your mind, then go to the passage, start reading paragraph A, B, C, D, and
Sir,
you can do.
sir,
Okay.
but how could possible to remember this number 9 headings at a time?
Because if you understand the meaning, it is possible to understand with the first remind your mind. If you don't understand the meaning, it is difficult to remind the heading. For example, I'm talking to 27 refers to a book. Let me give example. Refers to book that assume a lack of mathematical knowledge. What is the main thing of the heading?
Lack of mathematical knowledge, sir.
Refer, which paragraph refer you? Refer that assume lack of the mathematical knowledge. You have to remember lack of mathematical knowledge. It's enough for you. Now, question number 28. The way in which this is not a typical book about mathematics. What is the main thing of the heading? The way in which this is not a typical book about mathematics. What is the main line? Main thing?
Is not a typical book about mathematics. That means it's not mathematics books.
Mathematics,
Okay,
sir. About mathematics.
It's not a typical general mathematics, not complicated mathematics one. So you have to remember this main thing. Personal example of being helped by mathematics. Here is talking about example about where they illustrate some example of being helped by mathematics. Remember that example where you have some example of help by the mathematics.
Sir, I want to say something which I follow in this kind of headings, that there is a lot of heading. So I read the passage first, like I read number 1 passage, and then I try to match with all the headings, which one is correct. And then again another passage, and then again come back to the
heading.
Matching heading, and try to match if anyone match with that.
That can be, but in this technique you have to spend more time. But if you read the heading fast, I think you don't have to spend more time. You don't have to read the whole paragraph. When you read the paragraph first, you have to read whole the paragraph, then you come back to the headings. So your time will be wasted. That's why for saving your time, we follow heading first, then go to the passage, read 2 lines and 3 lines, and you can understand this is the paragraph is matching with this heading. So we try the thing. And question number 29, personal example of being helped. Example of people who each had ability that seemed computable, and mention of different focuses of books about mathematics. There's some sort of information, and contrast between reading this book and reading other kinds of publication, and claim that the whole of the book is accessible to everybody. Whole of the books accessible to everybody. Reference to different categories of intended readers of the books. So if you cannot remember the whole heading, no problems. You may have remembered 2, 3, 4 more headings. Or if you cannot remember, come back to games. Now we can go to the paragraph 8. And if the paragraph A is larger one, or when you remember reading half of the paragraph, you can understand like this one. I just read the half of the paragraph. Occasionally in the same difficult musical compositions, and there are beautiful and very easy part for simple as beginner could play them. So it is with the mathematical as well. There are some discovery in advanced mathematics that don't depend on a specialized knowledge, not even on algebra, geometry, or trigonometry. Instead of they may involve almost all triatle arithmetics, such as the sum to odd number of it seems, and common sense. By reading up to this information, we got some information, and again we can go to the question. If you don't remember, again you can go to the heading. So if you have remember, you don't need to read again and again. If you read one, if you don't remember, you have to follow the as Arifa a question 27, 28. It will be wasting with times. So I have remember which is matching with the headings.
Yes, sir. Is it number 28?
No, 28. This is
Not
not matching with
28?
no. You can read all the question 27, 28, but you by reading the questions you have remember.
Sir,
you
it's
can
33. A claim that the whole of the book is accessible to everybody.
claim that the whole of the book is accessible to everybody. That means everyone can read the books. Everyone can enter the books library or books anything. Claims they are claiming.
Because
Yes.
anyone can understand every step in the reasoning.
But
It's mentioned in the paragraph.
what about the 28? The why is this book not typical book about the mathematics? That means it's a not difficult book.
The way the 28 is talk the way in which is not typical, that did not difficulty, not typical books.
Like
About
here it is not talking about the category.
Yes, typical books about the mathematics. They are not about the typical mathematics. They just have give some information about that the claim they are
And
claiming.
China law is clearly stated here that anyone can understand the book. So it's clear that here also it's matching heading that the whole book is accessible. So it's more preferable.
Yes. You just memory your mind. That's the main things. And half of the paragraph is indicate you. This is matching the occasionally and difficult mathematics musical components, and the beautiful the easy part of simple beginner could play them. So it is with the mathematics.
Yes, sir. Sir, I got it. I got it, sir.
Yeah.
No.
Yes, large one. You have the half of the paragraph. Then you can get the. But before readings, when you cannot remember the heading, you have to spend lots of time. That's why I recommend that to read. Spend time for reading the heading first. Once you have remembered the heading, you don't have to spend much more times, because here this kinds of question. To find this kinds of question, you have to read whole the paragraph from the A to Z paragraph. So it will be wasted with times. Now same techniques we can follow. Question paragraph number B. What did the paragraph number B is a smaller one. You can read. Shaheen, could you read the paragraph number B?
Yes, sir. One of my purpose is writing this book to give readers who haven't had the opportunity to see and enjoy that mathematics the chance to appreciate the mathematical way of thinking. I want to reveal not only some of the fascinating discoveries, but more importantly, the reasoning behind them. That
Okay.
means
Now you can got some idea about this.
yes.
So
Sir.
you can have some heading. Which one is matching? Do you think? 28. What does
Yes,
28?
sir. Yeah, it's not a typical book.
The way in which that is not a typical book about mathematics. That they are explaining about the way is not a typical book of mathematics. Could you understand, Shaheen? The half of the questions?
This goes to my over the hand. Sorry, sir. Laoshi means is a Chinese t-shirts. That's why I made mistakes several times.
Because
So,
you don't
sir,
have beginningly you don't have an idea about it. That's why I recommend don't touch this of the heading fast, because if you
no, sir. Sir, I said that about the Laoshi. Laoshi means a Chinese t-shirts. So that's why I made mistake. Laoshi.
okay, so right. Now
Okay,
we
sir.
can try to the question, other question type, paragraph B, C, what about the paragraph C? Could you read the Shaheen? Could you read the Shakil? Could you read the paragraph C? Shakil.
I hope this book will help bridge that notorious gap that separate the two cultures, the humanities and the science, or should I say, the right brain intuitive and the left brain analytical numerical. As the chapter will illustrate, mathematics is not restricted to the analytical and numerical. Intuition plays a significant role. The alleged gap can be narrowed or completely overcome by anyone, in part because each of us is far from using the full capacity of either side of the brain. To illustrate our human potential, I said a structural engineer who is an artist, an electrical engineer who is an opera singer who published mathematical research, and a mathematician who published short stories.
So you have understand main things by reading this line. Now you can go the heading again or try to match which one is matching.
30, sir. Number 30.
Is 30.
Examples of people.
Number 30.
Example
I-
of people
Example of
that
the
have
people who
abilities.
can
Yes,
have
yes.
I
Yeah.
got it clearly. But
Yes,
You
sir.
got
others,
clear.
yes, sir. It's 30.
Example of people who each had ability that seemed incompatibles. Okay, we understand the way, so we can try other type. Arifa will try other paragraph. Arifa will try number D paragraph.
Yes, sir, I can. Other
You
scientists have written books to explain their fields to non-scientists, but have necessarily had to omit the mathematics. Although it provides the foundation of their theories, the reader must remain a tantalized spectator rather than an involved participant, since the appropriate language for describing the details in much of science is mathematics, where the subject is a expanding universe, subatomic particles, or chromosomes. Though the broad outline of a scientific theory can be sketched intuitively, when a part of the physical universe is finally understood, its description
enough.
often looks like a page in a mathematics test.
Okay, good enough. Good enough. What do you understand? Now you can go to the heading. Then match
So
with
other scientists have written books.
Is 32.
I
No,
think
I don't
it's
think so.
number. It's the reference to books that you assume a lack of mathematical knowledge.
Yes, yes. This is
Sir,
reference of
27 hits.
27.
27, sir.
Sir, how about the 32?
Okay, 32. 32 is that the
Here it's clearly stated, but have to necessarily had to omit the mathematics. So you have to delete the mathematics, although it provides the foundation of their theories. So it's a
okay.
lack of
32. There's not same thing. The contrast between the readings book and reading other kinds of publication. This is not a matching. But
sir, Harris mentioned although means there's a contrast. So
although
no, it's a contrast of that though it's a mathematical theoretical book, but they had to omit the mathematics.
Yes, that's why 27 is clearly that they are referring a book that assume lack of mathematical knowledge. That means it has lack of mathematical knowledge. A book mentioned that it's the lack of mathematical knowledge. Okay, and D, you can try. Shaheen can try E number E. Shaheen can try number E.
Yes, sir.
The switch.
Still,
This is a problem.
yes, sir. Still, the non-mathematical reader can go for understanding mathematical reasoning. This book
Yes.
presents the details that illustrated the mathematical style of thinking, which involves sustained step-by-step analysis, experiment, and insights. So you will turn these pages much more slowly than when reading a novel or newspaper. It may help to have pencil and paper ready to check claims and carry out the experiments.
Okay, so you can.
So this
can try.
will be the contrast.
But
Yeah.
how?
Contrast between reading this book and other,
Yes,
because
contrast. Yes, this is
because
contrast.
it's
Contrast.
much more
It's a
slowly
between
than
contrast,
when
like
reading a novel or a newspaper. So other it's a contrast between this book and
You
the
are
other publication.
you are right. Contrast between the reading books and reading other kinds of publication. Yes, you are right. This is the E number is clearly
32.
still non-mathematical reader can go for in understanding mathematical region.
Sir, can you explain again number E? How is the contrast?
Okay. So we read again. Still, non-mathematical reader can go for in understanding mathematical reasoning. This book represent the detail. This is not mathematical, non-mathematical, and the detail in the illustrate of mathematical style of thinking, which involve sustained step-by-step analyze, experiment, and insight.
Inside.
You will turn the space much more slowly than you when reading a novel. When you read a novel or newspaper, this is not about the things that when you read the newspaper, it may help you it may help to have a pencil or paper reading to check claim that carry out experiment. Now how you are matching it? Question number this one. How you
32,
are
sir.
how we are going to match this one? Read the question of 32 and 32. Contrast. Contrast is about contrast, talking about the contrast between reading these books and reading other kinds of books. There is a contrast reading this book and other kinds of books. You are reading paper, you are reading this pencil, you are this.
Novel or newspaper.
Yes, there is a contrast.
contrast.
You are reading this newspaper, you are reading these things. There's not the same thing you read. There is a contrast. You have to understand the contrast. What does mean? This is talking about the contrast.
Yes, sir.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going to finish it. Number Shaheen will read. Sorry, Shaheen again read the F number. Number F. Shaheen read F number breakdown.
Sir, it is necessary to read full para.
If it is smaller one, you can read full paragraph. If it is larger one, you have to read the half of the paragraph or 2-3 lines of the paragraph beginningly.
But if I read the full para, how could I manage the time? Because
this is the question. If you don't have idea of the paragraph, or if you are not familiar with the some word meaning, you have to spend more time. Or if you are familiar with the meaning of words, like Arifa are understanding the meaning, is doing very rapidly. But if you are not familiar with the meanings they are talking in the paragraph, you have to face a struggle. You have to spend more time. Secondly, if you don't have idea about the passage by reading solving other question, you have to spend more time. Okay, let's read the let's read number of paragraph.
Okay, sir. As I wrote, I kept in mind two types readers: those who enjoyed mathematics until they were turned off by an unplaced episode.
Yes.
Usually around 5th grade, and mathematics epiconatus. What is this? Epiconatus. Who will find
Aficionados.
who will find much that you throw out the book. This book
Throughout.
also throughout. Yes. This book also serves readers who simply want to sharpen and their analytical skills. Many careers such as law and medicine require extent precise analysis. Each chapter offers practice in following a sustained and closely argued line of thought that mathematics can develop in this skill and shown by these two testimonials.
Testimonials. Okay, and now you understand you will have to mess with the heading. And
So
remaining
34, a reference to different categories of intended reader.
yes,
this book.
reference to different category of intended readers, intended reader of the book. Then the who are intended to read, they are talking about referendums. They are talking about reference means okay. And you are about to finish. This is the number. This one is larger. Shakil will read the large one passage, number G.
A physician wrote, the discipline of analytical thought processes in mathematics prepare me extremely well for medical school. In medicine, one is faced with a problem which must be thoroughly analyzed before a solution can be found. The process is similar to doing mathematics. A lawyer made the same point, although I had no background in law, not even one political science course. I did well at one of the best law schools. I attribute much of my success there to having learned through the study of mathematics and in particular theories. How to analyze complicated principles. Lawyers who have studied mathematics can master the legal principles in a way that most others cannot. I hope you will share my delight in watching a simple, even native questions lead to remarkable solution and purely theoretical discoveries find unanticipated applications.
Okay, you have read more thing. You don't need to read more things. Just half of the breakup is enough. If you understand main thing of breakup, now you can just go to the remaining ones. Which one you didn't meet? Remaining
29. Personal examples of being helped by mathematics.
Personal example, yes. The lawyer.
Yeah,
Yes,
personal example of being helped by mathematics. This is about the personal example. So I think if you keep practicing this way, I think gradually you can save your time. Gradually you can maintain your time.
Among
Yes.
9 questions, I only understood about number answer. What is this number 30? Only
Rest of
one
the
question among this question.
Understood. Rest of the question you didn't understand.
Yes, sir. First, when you explain it, that time I understood. But when I did that question,
when you try, you couldn't understand.
Yes, sir.
So because that's why I recommended you to read more and more. Keep practicing regularly when you have time. Say you have to spend time for IELTS reading, because IELTS reading is not so. If you are not familiar with some uncommon word, you cannot understand meaning easily. That's why I recommended to keep reading, collecting some IELTS book, Cambridge book, and keep practicing. In China, you can have the book. In China, do you have the book in China? IELTS books?
Sir, I have book 1 to 15. All books I have. No,
It is
not question about the books, but when I want the heading missing questions, that time I couldn't find any clue the first time. But after I wrote down my answer, and when I go to the correction sheet, that time I noticed that I made mistakes several questions. But when I saw the answer, that time I could understand this is the answer. I made this mistake that way. But first time I couldn't understand.
First you couldn't understand, and that's why I recommended you don't start from the list of the heading. Just gather idea about the passages, then try to read, try to read one after one. Gradually, half 50% you can correct beginningly. Gradually, 60%, 70% will increase by your practice. So, what about the
Sir,
this kind of
is it
question? Yes.
necessary to do from 1 to 15 all the reading
No,
passages?
it is not necessary. It is not necessary. Once you gather skill, once you are confident that you can do better, you can stop. You can read
No,
10 to 15.
I mean like from 1 to 15 or like
No
7
necessary. You can read 10 to 15 or 11 to 15. You can read.
because I think if the previous one is so easy.
Previous,
Sir, it's depend on you. If you can attend without IELTS book, if you have confidence, but it is the practice book. If you want to, you can read one book or two books, three books. It doesn't matter how many books you read.
Sir, without the Cambridge, do you have any website where I can find more reading material?
website. There is a website. You can charge IELTS official reading, writing, speaking. You can have lots of latest material. If you charge
Yeah, that's exactly I'm saying. I want the latest one, not the
latest one,
previous.
if you charge like that IELTS current material readings or currently 2000 to 2021 IELTS reading, 2021 writing.
Okay,
you can have,
is the IELTS official?
yeah, IELTS official materials.
Okay.
Sir,
2025.
can we find the new one, the latest
Latest
book?
one, latest one is 15, sir, or 16.
Latest one you have the not 16. Arifa is talking about internet. When you charge in internet, you are talking about 2021.
Like is the 15 book is like too old also. I think it came out in 2015. So after that, I want the latest one.
For latest one, you have to charge the IELTS official.
Okay.
Official 2021. Or you can charge the real IELTS test, reading, writing. You can have real IELTS test, which is exam held in the recent times. You can read real IELTS tests recently held, and reading, writing. You can have find in 2021. Some exam hold. This question can be available in the internet.
So I have another question. What we found for the listening test in the YouTube, like if I practice from one side that is for 21st of November is the real test which held for British Council. If I go to the another website, they are saying also that it's 21st of November, the real IELTS exam, but the question is not same. So are they real?
Okay. I understood. IELTS questions are not same all over the world. In Asia, the question is different. In Europe, question is different. In some continents, depend on continent, but all over the world, in same date, question is not same. For example, when Cambridge University make question, they represent in Asian, they have some Asian representative. They are making question in a month, 2 or 3 exam have been held in Asia. Singapore is the main head office of IELTS, or in Europe, the other office they have, other head office they have. But at the same time, all over the world, question are not same. Depend on the contents, depend on the continent, subcontinent they have holding the exam. So every question are same. You are finding in the YouTube's same in real tests. Same thing you can find real test of readings. You can have real test of reading PDFs. Just try yourself. Lots of material you can have in the internet when you charge www.IELTS official IELTS real test or IELTS real test reading, writing, speaking. Lots of material can be found. You can download and can practice yourself, can justify your score as well.
Okay, got it.
Okay,
Thank you.
Now we are going to try the Cambridge 11 last test 4. This is about the test 4, and same thing you can do. and we can charge this one test 4 in the books. And there is some type of question. And list of the recharger, list of the people we have know how to find out list of the recharger. You try, you can try. And it is about the fill in the blank. So this is about
Sir, is that
multiple-
the 87th page?
yes, it is about the
No, it's not the same page, sir.
These are
We
not
are
saying.
doing.
Page
Oh,
number
okay.
2.
You are showing the different one.
Sir, it is research using twins. This is
Test 4.
Test 4.
Yeah, recharge
Yes,
using
yes.
twins. Recharge using twins. It's about
Yes,
the
yes.
recharge using twins. Test 4.
Yes.
Test 4. Last one of the Cambridge 11.
Reading
And,
passage 1.
Reading passages 1, 2, 3. 3 passages you have to try. And next classes, same thing we do. Your problematic you have to share with me. I will give you some instruction as today's. And there is a type of question here, multiple choice and true, false, not given. Same, this type of question we discussed today. This is about the completing sentences, list of the heading as well. So all type of question we have idea. Now you trans, this is about the fill in the blanks, true, false, not given. Now you have to ensure how many questions you are going to correct. You have to ensure yourself in terms of practicing. And next classes, same thing we do, discuss, share your problem with me, and I will try to help, try my best to guide you right instructions. But remember, for IELTS readings, this is very important for you, for IELTS reading, that you need to try to solve yourself, read more and more, maintain your times. In an hour, are you able to pad all sort of a question or not? You have to ensure yourself. This is very important things. And if you are able to test yourself by downloading some new tests, as I have discussed, like the Cambridge IELTS, real test 2021 exam hall in Asia, Europe, America, then it will be better for you. There is the answer you can have in PDF or downloads, and try to maintain your times in an hour, then will be better for you. So thank you for the today's classes. If you have any question, you can ask me. Today we already have late for the joining class, and I hope in tomorrow classes we will discuss more about things. We will have some times. Before that, I recommend you to prepare yourself.
Tomorrow do you have any class for tomorrow?
No, tomorrow. I'm sorry, not tomorrow.
It's
tomorrow.
next class.
For the
Next
next class.
class.
Okay,
Next
sir.
class.
I don't have any question. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir. Bye.
Yes, sir.
Shakil Ahmed.
Yes.
So how could you understand all?
50%.
That's
Because I feel very the time is very late.
good.
So I can,
Raza bro,
yes.
can I talk Bangla with sometimes with you?
Reza, hi. Hello, Reza.
Yes. Okay, no problem. You can speak with me in Bengali, no problem.
Bro, yeah. আপনি সবগুলা শেষ করছেন বই একে